This episode is presented by BetterHelp, Quench Hydration, DraftKings, and Flow Hockey. The eShow podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Do you have something new that you would like to learn or a new skill that you're looking to develop? Therapy can help you reconnect with that sense of wonder. Whether or not you've tried it before, it can help everyone despite what you may or may not have going on in your respective life at the moment. If you're thinking of therapy, give BetterHelp a try and rediscover your sense of curiosity. Visit betterhelp.com/THPN for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/THPN for 10% off your first month. The answer is take the winning room.
I get hung up on certain things.
I have OCD, Jake.
I mean, hi guys, my name's Jeff. I'm an equal opportunity lover, you guys know that.
But wouldn't the dog want to stay on the meat wagon?
He's saying he can convince the dog to hop off.
That's insane!
Yeah, I'm intelligent.
That's such a Jeff answer right there.
He's handsome, curly-haired, and Jewish, sitting right here.
Jeff, you are a golden retriever.
Hey Jake, that's what you kids call that drip, right?
It was good despite the gastric consequences, but call me the crystal ball here, man. I'm getting everything right except my own picks. That's really, to me, a battle of two of the coaches with the best hair.
Welcome to the E Show, presented by the Hockey Podcast Network. Founded in 2013, the EHL is your next step on the path to college. Over the past decade, the EHL has established itself as the college placement leader on the East Coast. And now, here's your host, the commissioner of the Eastern Hockey League, Neil Ravin.
Thanks, Jim. Well, with that, let's bring in the E crew, Jake and Jeff, and a special guest this week, guys, following the college series, EHL All-Star Cory Kashul. Welcome onto the podcast, Cory.
Yeah, thanks guys for having me. I appreciate it. I'm excited.
Thanks for coming on. Now, I know for myself and for Jake, the recovery from New York was really just being tired from the ride back. But for you as the player, how was the recovery from the college series?
Well, going up to the college game, like it's so much more physical. Like me and Kenny Thurst from the Terriers were driving home on Saturday, partly Saturday and then some of Sunday, and like he's asking me to grab water from the back seat. I'm like barely able to move. Like my shoulders are locked up, my hips are locked up. I'm like, all right, this is a man's game now. So I gotta get used to this. So body definitely took a beating, but no, but I mean, obviously we had to turn around and play this week. So I was okay. That was good enough to do that. So I was all good for yesterday. But yeah, no, I mean, the body takes a different kind of beating than you would think. Yeah. Especially from a normal junior game. So sure. Yeah.
And you mentioned riding to and from New York with Kenny Thurston, going up yesterday against Ville Bowden and then Alex Koenig. For you to go from opponent to teammate to opponent in such a short span, what's that like for a player?
I honestly find it kind of cool in a lot of ways because it kind of creates some like camaraderie between guys around the league. Like yesterday, like I saw Coach go before the game, talked to him for a second. I saw Ville. Like it's cool because now you can kind of go around the league and you can go play different teams and it's like you're playing against your buddies, right? Yeah. Like, and it's like just in those 2-3 days we had together, like we actually created such a close group and like everybody bought in and not like the impact that we made, for the league and for everybody watching, like it's something that can stick with us for a long time. And I expect, even in college when we go against those guys, like it's still gonna be like, oh, that's a guy that we beat Elmira with, and that's a guy that we went to the All-Star game with. So that's just kind of a really cool thing that I think can carry on for a long time because of the impact that we made.
Yeah.
Do you have a new best friend yet, Cory? Speaking of,
Kenny Thurston.
I don't. Yeah. Well,
besides Kenny.
I don't know. I still have my boys back here, so I gotta stick with them. So,
Great answer.
Yeah,
you are a veteran, my friend. You are a veteran.
No, but no, definitely. Like I made a lot of good friends out there just in those short couple days, and I'm definitely glad that that I had the opportunity, and it was super fun. The whole weekend was like just awesome.
And I think the start of the Rockport game was maybe a bit of a shell shock for you guys. So just 24 hours later playing Elmira, how much more comfortable did you guys feel, on the ice as a team and then off the ice together?
Yeah. In those first 10 minutes, I think like we were kind of like, okay, well, these guys are, we kind of took them for who they were more than we're also hockey players and like we deserve to be here. And even in that last 50 minutes that Rockport game, like we kind of settled down and we kind of realized who we are and who we could be. And then going to Elmira, we're kind of just like, what, like they're human, right? Like there's no difference between them and us. And we believed in ourselves and we believed in, what the coaches were trying to, preach to us. And I think that was like the biggest thing is we just believed in ourselves and we believed that we were supposed to be out there. And we, at the end of the day, we believed that we were the better team. So I think that was the biggest thing.
Let's go through the goal that you scored against Elmira. I know it was like a bang, bang play, but the puck hits the crossbar, kicks right there. What went through your head in those like 2 seconds when you had to think?
Yeah, I was screening and I think the puck went up to Ryan Dan and then he rips one. I don't know. He got it through somehow. Hits the crossbar and then it's just sitting like right in the crease. I was like, all right, sweet, turn around, bang. So I mean, it wasn't too much to think about, but it was good to start off like that. Like I think that first goal was huge and it kind of set the tone for the rest of the game. And I'm really happy that that ended up in my stick and that I was able to put it through. So
yeah. For as a league, we're going to talk about the Elmira game for a while, and you could say yourself that you scored one of the goals. You were also one of the committed players on the team. We had a few of those between yourself and Ryan Dan. You've obviously been committed for a long time now, too. What has that weight off of your shoulders been like for you, having that decision already made?
Yeah, I think for me, like the biggest thing is now, going into those college series games and going in, just to my own games in this league, like now I know, like, okay, like I know where I'm going, now I just need to focus on what I need to work on and the things that, that separate, a junior guy from a college guy. And I think for me, like playing in those college games and seeing a team like Elmira, which is a lot similar to Norwich where I'm going, it was eye-opening for me. And it was, for me, it was, okay, hey, I can play with them and I can, and I can be, a strong player with them. But what are the deficiencies that I have that separate, a guy coming out of juniors versus a guy that's 24, right? And has been there for 4 years and a guy that, a type of guy that I could compete for a lineup spot for. And so, for sure, like it's a weight off my shoulders, but at the same time, like I take it as like kind of a different approach, more like, okay, well now I got to see what I need to do to, to make a lineup and, to be a successful player at the next level. I think more than kind of, grip my stick too tight and being like, okay, well I got to find a home, right? Which is, a big weight off my shoulders, I think.
For sure.
And Cory, you've scored a good amount of goals in your career. 12 goals last year. You had 14 goal season in your 18-year year. Was that one of the more memorable goals you've ever scored?
For sure. It was really my second college game ever. There's guys that go college careers without scoring a goal. Like it's hard to score at that level. And I think we all saw that, guys coming into the weekend, like they put in 20, 30 goals and, then they get to here and you get only a couple shots on net and you're like, okay, what happened? Right. So it's a memorable one and it's something I'll remember forever, right? Like taking a team of 19 and 20-year-olds going into one of the top programs in the country and scoring a goal is something that will always stick with you and one of your core hockey memories. Like I've told people, this was the most fun hockey weekend of my life. Like it was genuinely awesome just to be, in that college environment. And, just to have fun with a bunch of guys that you've never met, but they became your teammates right away. And I thought it was a culmination of so many things and just an awesome weekend that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Love it.
That's a great thing to hear. But for your personal game, I think Neil and I both noticed just how, willing you were to engage physically with players that, are, at least 1, 2, 3, sometimes even 4 years older than you, right? So was that like a mental space you had to be in? I mean, I know you're a pretty physical player, at your, level, but just was there anything in your game that you had to alter or adjust either mentally or physically when you noticed the step up in level?
Yeah. For me, like, I think, when you get to the college level, like you have to play with some sort of identity where I think in junior, like you have a lot more time and space. You have a lot more time to make decisions. And, I'm not the most skilled guy in the world. So I have to find ways to be successful. And for me, and that's something that I've talked about with my coaches is like at the next level, like my game is just going to be just big, heavy, and fast. Like go around, hit guys, make plays with the pucks, get pucks deep. And I thought as the week went on, I kind of did a better job of that, and I think I kept getting better and building into it. That it'll just keep going up from here with that because I think that's going to be my identity. And that's something I've talked about for a while with my coaches. And that's something that I had 2 games to try to do to see, if that'll work. And I felt like that became something that was successful for me in those 2 games.
For sure. For sure. You bring up your coaches. I think, speaking on behalf of Jake and Jeff, we'll all agree that they're probably the funniest group that we have to deal with in the league. But at the same time, I think that the 3 of us would collectively run through a wall for those guys.
Oh, 100%.
Do they deliver that
true.
same thing for you and your teammates?
For sure. I've never met a coaching staff that cares so much about not only the players as hockey players, but as people.
Yep.
They want you to become a well-rounded young man more than anything. And I think for us to have that support, if we need anything, no matter what it is, they're always there for us. And then not to mention the great hockey coaches, obviously Coach Richard, he played at Elmira. He was an All-American there. And so for me, I really kind of lean into him, and especially this year, trying to get ready for college, hey, what made you successful? Obviously we're different players, but what are those things? I really just try to work with him. And Coach Z, for him, he's really trying to push me every day. His bar is set high for me, and that challenges me every day. And I'm held to a higher standard, and that's something that that he knows that I can do, and that gives me a lot of confidence to say, okay, hey, he really believes in me, so he's going to set me to this high standard where my margin for error is a lot slimmer. And for me, that's something that is huge because that just gives me a ton of confidence, and they're great guys, and I just I couldn't ask for better coaches.
For sure.
Do you have any great stories? Speaking of any favorite stories from your last couple of years that involve Coach Zanaboni, Coach Richard, Coach Ellerton? You could share on here. Family show, of course, as we always say, but we always ask you guys if there's any.
Well, we laugh, Jeff, because no coach eats more food at the showcase than Cory Ellerton. That's
that guy's nuts.
He's a big dog. He's a big dog.
He would go on tour with the PGA if he could. I've never met someone more obsessed with golf in my life. It's actually unbelievable. The guy eats, sleeps, and breathes golf. I don't know how he does it. I lived with him last year, and he would just come and so he would live in an opposite side of the house from us. So he had his own kind of the master bedroom, and he come from his side of the house just with a driver, just swinging his driver in the middle of the house while we're just all just looking at him what are you doing? I get it. It's 30 degrees and it's the middle of the winter and you want to play golf, but what are you doing? And he would still go play golf. He'd go find the courses in January and put on a coat and go play golf. I'm like, dude, you are a psycho.
He's Canadian. They're built differently.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was awesome. No, he's a great guy. And
love that. I don't. This was golf last time I checked.
Well, yeah, and I've never golfed with Cory. I have golfed with Zanaboni, and Colette, a couple times. But here's a funny story that maybe you can bring back to the guys. Cory, did you guys, when you were on the Elmira tour, did you go into the booster club by chance?
Yep.
So did you see the picture of Coach Richard?
Oh. I did not.
Okay. Well, I saw the picture of Coach Richard, and I will get this sent to you afterwards to show the guys in the locker room because the angle of the gloves, it makes them look like they're size 30.
Yeah, it does.
And he was laughing about it too, right? But,
the Sherwoods, those are awesome.
So I'll get this picture to you so that you can bring it out of the locker room and you can ask Coach Richard about these gloves, all right?
That's sweet. Yeah.
He hasn't aged much at all, has he? Looks good.
He looks exactly the same.
Absolute nail gun.
The gloves look like the Rock'em Sock'em robots. What?
Yes. You're actually the second player we've had on from the East Division this season. Earlier we had JJ Dean on from the Bridgewater Bandits. So to transition for a second, and the other divisions will probably bark at this. Can you attest that the East is really up there as one of the top in the league?
1,000%.
Okay.
It's always there's a step up for sure. like in that division, and it's every game you're going into is like a rivalry game. It's so much faster and more physical. Like it's 100%.
Yeah.
And you play Kenny Thurston tomorrow, right?
Correct. Yes.
Wow.
So,
Not
enemies.
so
fetching
quick
any water
turnaround.
bottles for him anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I left my hat in his car too, so he's got to give me that after the game. So
Oh,
we'll
definitely
see,
not
we'll
taking
see.
a ride to the ring together tomorrow.
No, definitely not. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So
Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny. Well, we're so excited that you had a great experience with the college series this past week. It feels weird to say that it was the 7th edition of the college series already, an event that's grown tremendously. But I guess the quick homework that we'll give to you for the potential future, now that the league has been fortunate to actually go out and get that victory against Elmira, maybe down the road we can face Norwich. All right.
Ooh.
I'll put in a word. I'll put in a word.
Okay. It's kind of a future homework assignment for you with that one. All right.
Yeah, no, I got you. Once you get comfortable, I'll put in a word. I'll put in a word for you.
Okay, because then you'll be on the other side. That'll be a pretty cool feeling, right? So
yeah, for sure. But then you're playing not to lose, right?
Oh, true.
So yeah, no, for sure. That would be an awesome opportunity though. So
well, we appreciate you coming on. You're in that tough division, so go get back to work, and we'll see you next week at the showcase.
Thanks,
for
Cory.
sure. Thanks so much for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Cory. See you in Walpole, buddy.
Thanks again to Cory Kashul for coming on the podcast this week. Every interview, guys, it gets higher and higher. We started with Jack Boschert. Remember, that was the first one back episode like 200 or so, whatever it was. And then now where we're at now. Jeff, I know the video's not working, but you can still see us.
I can.
Okay.
So
where Jake is sitting right now, that was my head last Wednesday night. I don't know if you know that, right?
I got a surprise visit from Mikey Basile at Bentley the other day. He told me that there was a little Commissioner Raven sleepover.
Yeah, but did Mikey tell you about the lack of pillows?
That was a Mikey assignment.
Listen, I will, Jake, what you have said, I will blame Mikey.
Yes.
I had to use my sweatpants, Jeff, as the pillows.
I washed pillowcases in anticipation of him coming. They're still sitting on my like desk chair right now.
Oh, that's great.
The commissioner.
Yeah, but Mikey just couldn't put the pillowcase on the pillow to give me the pillow.
No pillows for the commish.
Yes. It also got absurdly hot at one point in the night, so I turned the AC on, and then it got like crazy cold, and I was like, I can't deal with this right now. And then we left for New York.
We're not a Hilton here, man.
And with that,
Massachusetts.
Beautiful. And with that, we'll start breaking things down around the E Show.
Let's take a look at what's going on around the E Show.
It's been a minute since we've had a podcast, guys. Obviously, had the college series last week, and we haven't ever recorded during the college series. It's a little bit too busy. We got on the road, Jake and I, last Thursday at 8 a.m. So I don't know how we could have ever recorded. But
woke up at 7:50.
Yes, I did have to knock on Jake's door to wake him up, and no one was responding. So I was like, okay, I could hear like a phone playing in there, but
my phone was on the whole night, like the same TikTok, just on loop.
Oh
my light was on, my laptop was on. I don't even remember falling asleep.
It was grinding.
Well, at that point we were I guess you could call it 3 games into the college series, because the Northeast team had beat Keene State 5-3, while we had just lost that night in a shootout to Wentworth 3-2. That same night was the first game for the Mid-Atlantic team, so we were about halfway through the college series at that point. Obviously, we travel up on Thursday night. The Mid-Atlantic team beats Post by the score of 5-3. I just noticed that was the same score for both of those wins. How did I just notice that?
Ooh, I know, Mr. Symmetry over here. That's not the first.
The Keene State game and the Post University game were the same exact score.
That is correct.
Maybe I'm finally waking up after my slumber. Yes, and then obviously a great cap of the weekend with the game against Brockport and then Elmira. I first off, guys, I was speechless in the locker room after Elmira. I said it to the team. Like, I didn't know what to say, because, you go into these games and the competitive mindset of you is you want to win the hockey games, right? Because that's just the athlete or the coach or the administrator that you want to come out on top. And as long as we're competitive, it's okay, right? Like, I never want to get blown out or this or that. And if you win, it's just the added bonus. But to literally double our win total in a week of the
That's
history of the
insane.
event is like I was speechless, Jeff. I didn't know what to say because it was just
Yeah.
like each team got a win. And
Mhm.
for the other games that we didn't win, like the Wentworth game was awesome. Like
Mhm.
that was an awesome hockey game. It could have been maybe the best one of the week, like just the back and forth and
Yeah.
like that was a tremendous game. And then the Brockport game, minus the first 10 minutes was awesome. We were like all over them for a little bit in that game. And Coach Dickinson said that to me too. So it's like when you take a step back after year 7, you're like, oh my God, like just like the Cashel interview, we keep raising the bar. Like, how do
Better and better.
I don't know how I can match this year. Like this year's a high, it feels like.
Because guess what, Commish? Next year, 6-0. That's
Oh my God.
undefeated. Here they come. No, but not
Year
seriously.
after that, we beat BC.
Oh god. Hey, no. Oh boy. No, but in all seriousness, I mean, I wasn't there, so I gotta throw some flowers to both of you. Neil and Jake, you guys did a heck of a job. You always do. Neil, as commissioner, you really deserve all the credit, buddy, as far as organizing all this and getting all the connections going and just getting these guys where they are. And Jake, you really put us on the map. Those interviews were unbelievable as far as the content, nonstop. It helps guys like me, right? That I don't have a single team that I call my home in the EHL. The whole league is my home. So you really get to know these guys. You get unbelievable type of material as far as like color comments for future games, and just you really teach the fans who the EHL is, but who these guys are and who they're going to be. So huge kudos to both you guys. You absolutely knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, I mean, especially Jake and Trevor, Jeff. I mean, the
Trevor too. Sorry, Trevor.
the cafeteria food reviews are like
amazing.
that's it now. Like
Amazing.
now
Oh, yeah.
we just pivot as a league and we don't play hockey anymore. We just go to campus cafes and have Jake do food reviews. Like that's it. We have found our new niche.
Yep. And we cannot forget Trevor, all those videos. That's right. TB videography. Trev, you did a heck of a job too, buddy. And yeah, that was just unbelievable. Like you said, just being able to watch that from afar. I got some serious FOMO, I won't lie, being in all the college games I was at working. But it just was as a friend, coworker, and just a viewer, it popped. It was unbelievable. It was very different this year than the years past. And it's only right that the product on the ice also popped and was better than years past, because yeah, this league is just keeps getting better and better and better. And yeah, I think there's a lot of people out there that have FOMO that aren't part of this league. And well,
And
see if
I
we
mean,
can be
I
part of it.
appreciate that, Jeff. And the best part was how much the boys, I think, loved it, right? I mean, like the shares
Yeah,
were
you
popping
could
off.
feel it.
Yeah, they were super
Damn cool.
into it. They were asking me to do things, and like that's really like, where it really hits. So Neil, first day we got to Keene, looked at me and Trevor, and he was like, "Let's just crush this." And we took that to heart, and yeah, it's all for the players. I mean, that's where we wake up, and that's what we think about every day. So it's all worth
Players
it.
come first, baby.
Yeah.
Players
Jeff,
come first.
one of the funniest moments, but there probably we could make a chart of top 10, right? But one
Please
of the
do.
funniest, like the way that Jake and Trevor can connect with the players is second to none. I've said that to anybody that I talked to, right? And the bro handshakes and hugs goodbye are like on another level. Like Jake, you have to hear it down the hallway, right? But at one point. I don't remember who it was. I think it may have been the Eagles players leaving.
It was Riley and Brady.
They're basically lifting Jake and Trevor into the air with these handshakes and hugs goodbye, and then thank you, Commissioner Ravin. Thank you.
You get the old guy treatment, buddy. Thank you, sir.
Listen,
thank you, sir. Don't call me sir. I'm in my 30s, boys. All right?
I'm totally fine with it, right, Jeff? I'm totally fine with it. But it was just like it was so funny to be a part of that in person. So.
Jake said it's like future Jewish wedding getting hoisted up in the air. The hurrah, hurrah.
Yes.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
You hear that, Riley Van Son? You're my best man.
Yeah,
I was gonna say you got a couple of boys that are practicing to hold that chair there, Jake. I'll tell you.
We'll be on the other two legs there, Jeff. All right, me and you.
Damn right.
So
there
were a few games that took place during the college series, not many, but Regardless of that, let's kind of reset where things are at, starting in the North Division, because we're recording this, dropping it on Halloween. Fun day for me in my house. The kids are dressed up as Buzz
I
and
saw
Woody.
Toy Story.
So
I saw Mickey posted that this morning.
I'm gonna wear the black sweatshirt, just very plain, generic father. That's what I'm
Michael Myers over there? You're gonna wear a
Yes.
little Michael Myers mask?
But I bring up the North Division because prior to trick-or-treating tonight, Jeff, we have Avalanche versus Wolves. The rivalry is back for the first time. Brendan Fields at the College Series said to Coach Sorella, "We'll see you on Halloween." Right? So there's a little anticipation around this game today, guys. What are your thoughts going into today's matchup?
The Avalanche have an 8-0-1. They got a 9-game point streak. Wolves are trying to, stamp their flag in the ground to the North. They've lost 2 in a row, but they're 3 points behind the Avs. So a win and you're 1 point away. And a division that's kind of still wide open between the Wolves, Avs, and Lumberjacks. I mean, I think you're kind of trying to play with the big dogs, right? As far as the Avalanche, we always talk about the cream of the crop in the North, hasn't missed a Frozen Finals ever. So yeah, I think this is a huge game for Coach Kuhns and Andrew Trimble and the rest of the Wolves to kind of say like, hey, we're here too. It's not just the Avalanche to run the North. We're the New England Wolves and we run the North. And we'll get to the Premier later, but they're running the Premier right now at 15-0. So I think they're feeling good.
Yes, I would agree. That's the biggest game in the North Division today. Could also be a what to watch for. We'll get to that. The East Division guys just got right back into things. Starting on actually, I should say starting on Sunday. The Eagles played Sunday. Then we had Express Wizards on Monday. Cory Kashul said it's far and away the best. Who early on, I guess you could say, guys. And I know we're still in October. Who do you think has impressed the most so far? Because you got those 4 teams at the top. I know the Terriers' 7-game winning streak just ended yesterday, but which start impresses you the most so far?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Birds. Give me the Eagles. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go. Yeah, I mean, they've been in every single game. Like every game, win or lose, they've been in. You could argue that they, had an opportunity to win every single game. They just lost, I think, 4-2 to the Wizards. So, nothing to hang your head about against a team like that. So I just think coming into their first year, being a little bit short staffed off rip, they're picking up more guys. I think I'm impressed with, their level of compete. Certain guys, have had to adjust to other positions and stuff. So I think, I give massive credit to the Eagles and what they've done, and especially my guy, Riley Van Son, the year he's having, jumping up from, last year being, bubble player to where he is now. He's a free man right now. And this opportunity came, later than it was deserved.
Yeah. For sure.
I'd say Wizards, Neil, as far as back-to-back years of starting out hot after years and years of us talking on the podcast. The Freddie Meyer Wizards, when Cory was the assistant coach, how they would just start out slow and then be second half Warriors. But I think the Wizards, they're getting that nice formula of scoring a lot of goals, not giving up. They're bouncing between Courier and Ingram as far as 2 goaltenders, and got a bunch of age outs, Ayla, the St. Hilaire brothers, JJ Alger we've talked about. So I like what they've done. They've been kind of a little bit of a surprise. I didn't think they'd start out this hot.
Yeah. And the St. Hilaire brothers, while we're on the College Series for a second still, were awesome.
They were spectacular. Yeah.
And Jeff, in person, like, it is like you're looking at the same human being.
I mean,
there's being identical twins, and then there's being them.
Yeah. I can tell the Bankovich now. Like, I've gotten that down.
I was gonna say the interview between them and Owen House, I couldn't tell the difference.
I figured it out. The St. Hilaire's, I'm just like, boys, what's up? Like, I'm not
hey, what's up, pal? Hey, dude.
Oh, it's so funny. So funny. We will be getting to what to watch for later on, but we're going to kind of tease it right now with the Central Division because another battle of Rhode Island is coming up, guys. How does Providence push through? Right? Because early on, you look at the Providence record. They have 4 losses, combined regulation and overtime. Half of those losses are to that in-state rival. Can they get halfway even in the upcoming matchup this week?
I mean,
I think
David
so.
Kelly's coming in hot, right? From the college series.
I think so. Yeah, and Deg scored a goal yesterday too. I have a feeling Providence breaks the levy, and it's nothing against HCRI. It's just when you have these division rivalries, they're going to go tit for tat. So, and I was talking to JP. He came to the Express P game Sunday to watch his Capitals premier team play, and he liked the way they played against them last time. Compared to the first time where it was pretty much one sided for HCRI. So I think that was a step in the right direction, and I think they'll probably break the levy, but I will be there for that one, for the Battle of Rhode Island. So
there we go.
Is that your second Battle of Rhode Island this year?
No.
They played the Wizards the first time.
Yeah.
Yes. HCRI did.
No, Rough Riders.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, got it.
Wizards was Nor'easter.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're only 2 months in, Jake, and I'm already losing my memory here. So. But I forget, there was one All-Star, it may have been Northeast, speaking of losing my memory, was asking how, if it does come down to the Battle of Rhode Island, in theory, or it's actually true, they're going to have to drive further away from their homes for the regional final than if they win the regional final and then have to play in the Frozen Finals.
That's a fact.
Because the regional final is in Hartford, Connecticut, and the Frozen final is in Providence, right? But again, they have to win the regional final first in order to get there. But we've never, Jeff, the native of Rhode Island, we've never really been that close yet to having somebody from Rhode Island in their home state for the Frozen Finals. But it could happen this season.
It could. We could see James Mello, could see Jeff Perot. We'll see what it's. I don't know. It's going to be a long road. There's a couple other teams in that division, I think, that say, oh, no. There's a couple of teams in Connecticut and a team in New York that are like, hold the brakes there, boys. Pump the brakes.
But then the South too, Jeff, because they're gonna have to get through the South.
Yep,
and who were the two teams that started the hottest in the South this year? Bears and Huntsmen. Look at the streak column, Jeff. You love the streak column.
Love it. Streak.
The Bears and the Huntsmen, the most recent streak, are going in the other direction. And look at the other three teams, all trending in the positive direction.
Yep.
You know what Coach Hooley said about it? That's the South. Do you agree?
Yeah, that's South. Yep.
Yeah, it's volatile. It always is. There's something about it. It's always volatile and it's crazy. Because I was all tuned into the college series and then tuned back in to do some prep for today's episode, and I was kind of surprised. I was like, wow, the Huntsmen have dropped 4. Time to call Zach Overholzer today and have a little conversation, see what's going on, see what the boys are doing. Got to get antlered up. But it's a long season. These guys are going to go through ups and downs, and the South, I guess, is just always going to keep us on our toes. I mean, with the Bears again, though, guys, this is just like last year. Are they going to be able to sustain this early season success and not, they swooned last year hard, and that was not good. And I don't know, they're going to learn from those mistakes. What do you think, Jake, with Coach Chilcoin? Is he going to learn a lesson from last year?
Yeah, I would trust Chiller with like the life of my future kids. So I think he's gonna be just fine. And you know who else I trust to be like maybe like a nanny someday is Owen House. I mean, what a stud. That guy is awesome. Great personality. I think it's really cool that the league's top scorer right now is super bought into everything we're doing as a league. He shared the post after the win after Elmira, captioned it 3LL. And it's like, he's bought in. Yeah. I shared it. He messaged me, best league in junior hockey. Like, this is a guy who's played juniors before. He's coming over to the promised land now. And he's realizing just how good things are. And he's so bought in. So shout out Owen House and the whole Bears.
Yes. Love it. Hopefully, but to Jeff's point, they don't have what happened last year, because wasn't it, who was the NFL coach it was around the Bears? So was it Mike Singletary who they are who we thought they were? Remember that
Dennis Green from the Cardinals.
Wasn't that about the Bears?
I think so.
I think that was about the Chicago Bears.
That's harsh.
Yes.
Right.
So years ago.
I remember that Newington showcase. They were, not great.
Right, exactly, Jake. No, exactly.
Yeah.
But still early
we love
on.
Owen House. We love Coach Chilcoin. So no, any Bears fans that are,
I think lessons learned though, and Coach Chiller and I talked about that at Worcester, and he says he doesn't plan on the same thing happening, obviously, but he says his depth he thinks is better this year, and he has guys that he think will keep the pedal to the metal all year long.
for sure.
That's good. I'm glad coach isn't going in and say, you know what, guys, it's time for us to just take a giant.
Yeah, let's phone it in.
What's what we did last year? Let's
They
go
could
through the
probably
mud.
take like a 3-game break right now and still be
Right.
at the top of their division. So
Let's
Just
muck
like
it up.
last year. So
Yeah, it was what, like a 16-point lead, I think, at one point last year.
it was
It
hefty.
huge.
It was hefty, right?
It was a lot.
hefty. But speaking of leads, Jeff, you kind of teased this one before. So let's shift to the EHLP. Yes, so 15-0. I mean, this is like as dream of a start as you can imagine, right? Like I think this goes back to a conversation that we've had previously on this podcast, guys. At what point do you want to have a little adversity? Right?
I'd say soon. You got to get something because you're already 15 games in out of 44 games now. We're playing Premier. You're getting there. So
Yeah.
I think you need a little bit of a slip at some point to score 96 goals in 15 games. They've given up 30, a plus 66. That's a lot of teams end up with at the end of a season. Not
Yes.
15 games in.
Yes.
Like, holy wow. That's even better than the two teams that finished in the top last year that will remain nameless. You know,
Yes.
they're on a heater more than they were last year. So
It's an insane year. And it's funny. It feels like we're trending towards. This is not to say that the other teams in the division can't close those gaps, right? But
Yeah.
early on, we're trending towards, Wolves, Avs in both divisions. Could you imagine if we were able to schedule it in a way where like they both have game one on the same day? That'd be kind of cool. Now the way that it's set up right now, they'd actually be in opposite locations, so that part probably wouldn't be cool. But maybe we just find a college rink and they can play at the same time.
That sounds good. I like that.
But that's the north of the EHLP. The Wolves do play Valley tomorrow, which when they played Valley last, that was a crazy last minute 6-5 overtime win. So maybe there's some more adversity in the rematch there.
They've been really good too. That's kind of like the East last year, guys. As far as Valley's that team in third, 6-2-1. Not only 9 games played when everyone else has played 13, 14, 15, and 11 around you. So
Yeah.
you got Coach McGrath, the veteran, now coaching the Premier team. So yeah, that could be a spot there.
He's gonna love that tag, Jeff.
The veteran.
The veteran. He's gonna love that.
The wily vet.
We
Coach
can
McGrath.
almost have an over/under until we hear about that. So
Love it. I'll be waiting for my phone to start buzzing after that.
Jeff or Jake, I should say, already kind of touched on the East Division a little bit, and look at the 3 teams at the top, trending all with points in their last 4-game winning streaks for Providence and the Seahawks. For Providence, guys, with the start that they're on at the EHL level and the EHLP level, they have to be feeling like, hey, we can make a serious run at this. Both levels. Get to Providence with both levels.
As the Providence Capitals. Hey. No, they definitely I think they're definitely feeling good. Jake, I know you're a little closer with the Capitals, seeing them a lot and talking to JP, but what is the pulse down there? Guys confident? Seems like.
Yeah, I think they feel good. I think they have a unique situation in which they have a good amount of guys that have shared a lot of EHL and EHLP time. Jack Farrell, Parker Platt, one of the Ekdahl brothers, the defenseman. I think it's Gabe. Owen. Yeah,
Yes.
Owen. Thank you. Yeah, he's a D. He's been playing some E games. So yeah, I think that obviously really helps, right? I mean, it helps, slow down the game for you when you get to back to the EHLP level, and it paid off. I watched them play against the Express. It was a pretty even hockey game. Phil Tikhonov scored a bottle popper. It was pretty electric for the game winning goal. So yeah, that division's pretty tight. I mean, most of the games are pretty tight in there. Express have 2 East Division matchups this weekend. They got CT on Sunday, and then they're back on the gate for the 3rd weekend in a row, hoping to break the levy against those guys. 6-1 to 3-2. Maybe they'll flip the script this time. So yeah,
for sure. And then South Division, maybe we were on the college series and we were just a little bit busy, but quietly winners of 5 straight New Jersey Bears. So you want to talk about the battle of Rhode Island at the EHL level in the Central Division. We may have a New Jersey battle, guys, in the South Division to come out of there. So something to keep an eye on with the EHLP as well. Feels good that we
Another
have
rookie team too. As far as that's a couple of rookie
yeah.
teams there, the Capitals and Bears and the Premier making some noise.
Yeah, for first year
Yeah.
team for the Bears, and I'm sure kind of similar to the Capitals, Jeff.
Yeah.
Their EHL teams right there. Why not the EHLP as well?
Heck yeah.
Put both these on the bus to Providence. Why not?
Do it. We dare you.
So we mentioned that we're recording this and dropping it on Halloween, which means it's the final day of the month of October and the final day of the Fantasy Challenge and the final day to just finally reset the standings so that we
Thank
can all have a
God.
chance again. So let's get to the E-Show Fantasy Challenge now.
Now it's time for the E-Show Fantasy Challenge. Follow along on the EHL app. Available now for free on both Apple iOS and Android.
As we do each week, we start with our fantasy, non-EHL and EHLP endeavors that we're going through. And guys, my fantasy hockey team was so good week 1, and I just lose week 2 and lose week 3. And I mean, half the league is 1 and 2, right? No matter what, though, we're all above Trevor's terrific team, even though it's not terrific at 0 and 3.
Did he change his name? Because I don't see Trevor's terrific team.
Oh, did he finally change it?
Oh, he did. And yeah, okay. Yep.
I was going to say, you probably have to scroll down pretty far.
Is it not appropriate, Jeff?
Yeah, it's a family show. We'll
Oh yeah, I can't say that. Okay, we'll come back to that.
It's like when I have to talk about how I played the Zach Hymans last week. We got a couple owners that love Zach Hyman. Thank you for the beatdown that you gave me, Mike and Jake Basile. Appreciate that.
Yes.
If I had the week that I had against Trevor's terrific team,
Best GM in fantasy hockey here.
but this is what I'm so annoyed about, to get on my soapbox that Neil likes to get on, is if I had the week I had last week against Trevor, all I would have needed was 100 points to beat Trevor last week. He had like 80. I got 162. And then against you guys, I had Tyler Toffoli took a nap. Aiden Hill decided he didn't want to stop pucks anymore. And yeah, I think I finished like 100 something. You guys had the week that I had. Anyways, yeah.
Well, listen, Jeff, if the Basile brothers win, they can buy pillows, so it's fine. It works out. But again, for me, I'm trending in the wrong direction with Yahoo
You're
Fantasy.
at 7. You're in the middle of the pack.
I know, but I'm annoyed, right? I hate to lose. I hate to lose, and I'm on a 2-game losing streak. So if I need to
You're the
pivot,
third highest scoring team, Neil.
I'm leaning on that. But if I have to pivot to DraftKings, I will.
You will, and that's because TD Tutty taking it to the house. Whatever you call a touchdown, they've added more. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Are you ready to place your first NFL bet? Then try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. Ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? Then score big with the DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Do you have a gambling problem? If so, you can call 1-800-GAMBLER in New York, call 877-8-HOPENY, or you can text HOPENY, that would be 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777, or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. You can void that in Ontario. Bonus bets do expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball. NFL Plus Premium offer available only to new and former NFL Plus subscribers. Additional NFL Plus Premium terms at NFL.com/terms.
So yes, we've already acknowledged that Krystopher Richard has won fantasy. I mean, this is absurd. If you really want to break it down, the best way to describe it is Zach Spakuza on his own with 85 points.
Won it.
Is in 4th place. There's
right.
3 people that have over 85 points, and then Zach Spakuza on his own has 85 points.
That's why he's everybody's favorite EHLP captain.
Like, this is absurd. He's got, in the month of October, he has 12 goals, 17 assists, 6 power play points, 3 shorthanded points, a hat trick, and a game-winning goal.
Zachtober, baby.
Wow, my God, that's it.
Zachtober.
Yeah, Zachtober.
Wow. That's the new nickname.
I think you just made Connor McDavid blush a little bit with those numbers.
I will
IR.
hang my hat on being, the highest on the podcast. Justin's above me at 2. I'm there at 3. I thought that pretty good month. Cole Davidson, 50 points. Like, that's a pretty good month.
That's an excellent month.
It just gets overshadowed. The reason I did jump up to 3, though, had to do a lot with Cross Sherman's 54 save performance yesterday in a victory over the Bears. That was a big one for them. Other players that jump out this month, all these numbers sound like so much weaker compared to the 85
85
Spikusa
points.
has. But these are huge months. Like Jackson Hansen 33, Krystopher Richard himself 39.4. I mentioned Cole Davidson with
that?
50. Owen House had 35.
Alex Koenig 53.
Like that's a really good month. Like he had 5 wins this month. Like
yeah, that should win most months if you have something like that.
Patrick McGillis-Shuddy, as Jake says, 31.6.
No, that was Justin. Justin is McGillis-Shuddy.
Okay. Jason Larico,
I can't take credit.
36.66. Like Chris Bankovich, 28 points is a solid month.
Olivia, top 5.
Olivia Scalise, I know, I was going to say that. She finished in 4th.
She said to me, I finished ahead of you. And I didn't even take that. No, I did not do great. I did not do great.
Jake, thank God you said that, because if we had bypassed that on this episode and never acknowledged that she finished in 5th, I would have never heard the end of that. So shout out to Olivia for the 5th place finish. We do have some games today, so maybe somebody has a 10-goal game today to flip the script.
No,
that would be a little bit absurd. I don't think that happens, right?
Hey, who won the war of the Zanaboni versus Richard boys?
Oh, I see Vanek is at 14 right now.
It's a good spot.
Yeah.
I love the Bears.
Where's Mikey Richard's boy? Where is he?
Oh, there he is. Colin Richard.
Colin Richard,
38. But in the group text with the coaches, it was called out the loyalty that Colin Richard has shown compared to Vanek. So,
and how about Krystopher Richard putting up stupid numbers for himself? Let's give him credit. He was like, I'm picking myself. I'm going off this week. I'm going off this month, boys. I'm getting almost 40 points.
And he picked the same exact lineup for November. Okay. Everybody has until. Oh, yeah. He picked the same exact lineup.
He's doing 38 games this year.
Hansen and himself. Right now, he can't win every month because we have to bring an actual round of champions to the round of champions. Right?
Okay, so second place is first place.
Correct. Second place is first place if he wins again.
Krystopher Richard versus Krystopher Richard versus Krystopher.
But we have to give credit for this, Jake. Zach Spikusa also submitted a lineup this month, but did not pick himself.
They only play 6 games this month. I was going to just go stupid and just pick him, and I was like, you only play 6 games this month? Come on, get out of here. But he's like, dude, I'll still put up 40 points, so it'll be jokes on me when he puts up 60 points.
But that's the research, Jeff. Remember, way back when, Kyle, haven't talked to you in a while. Braden Patricia.
How you doing?
Remember Braden Patricia, week 1 went off, and then Kyle picked him week 2?
He played
and then on the podcast, I was like, hey, Kyle, they don't play, so he can't get you any points.
Our boy Anthony did that one time, I think, too. He picked someone was on a bye or something. And I was like, Anthony, he's injured.
I think Anthony had a month where all his guys got suspended too. So
that too,
including the goalie. I think it was a wild month for Anthony. So
I think Sawyer Wurzing got suspended for something.
Yes, it was the open because he had a hit in the opening game. You're right, Jeff. That was the opening game. Oh man. But obviously a number of picks, and we have alumni submitting too. Luke Holyfield has submitted his lineup for the month of November.
I miss that guy.
He has Miles Kidd, Kai Skilbeck, and Ryan Rhodes. So kind of a little mixture of where he's from, but also
College Series connection. That's where he and Miles became boys last year.
Okay,
they rode up
there
together.
You go. I did not know that.
Miles rode with Chief. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I remember that now. So we got 30 entries so far for the month of November. You have until the puck drops tomorrow at 11 a.m. Friday, November 1st to get your picks in. And again,
your picks in, Neil, Jake?
Did you guys pick?
My picks are not in yet.
I picked last night. Did you get mine? One in the morning?
Yeah, I got, yes. That came early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got
I thought I was doing Kelly, 10 p.m.
Braulio CU. And Alex Koenig. That's a winning lineup right there.
Yeah, that's a good lineup. That's a good lineup.
Jeff?
Mine will beat you. I got Wake Purdy because his interview was off the charts. Yep. Off the charts so much I took notes from all the things he said. Let's see. Who else do I have? I have Wake Purdy. I'm going with the other Bankovitz twin because, again, I'm a twin. Love the twin power. Michael Bankovitz, shut down D-Man, puts up all sorts of points. He's got 12 points in 13 games. And then I'm going a little different for my goalie, a little I'm hoping not a lot of people pick this guy. Actually, crap. So I don't want to say it.
Say it.
I have to.
Yes.
All right.
Actually, you know what? No, you know what? Let's make it fun.
I don't-
Just give a hint. Just give a hint.
Plays in my home state.
Providence. Sorry. He plays in the home state of Rhode Island. Providence is not a state.
Correct.
There you go. So you have two teams to choose from, folks. If you want to match Jeff's goalie, you have two teams to choose from.
Dun dun dun. He's good. I like his schedule. I think I gotta talk to James Mello and make sure he gets plenty of.
Well, now we know it's.
Oh, damn your second hit.
I'm an idiot. I'm out. Good thing you can't see me because now I'm red as a fire truck.
Yeah, we can't see you when you're walking yourself out the door. So. And since we've covered the twins of the St. Hilaire's, the Bankovits, and now the Mills, Jeff is not an identical twin, just so everyone knows. The other two sets are
twin sister.
Yeah, twin sister.
If I had a nickel for every time people asked if me and my twin sister were identical, I'd be a rich man. Believe it or not.
Well, maybe if you just grew your hair out.
Yeah, I'll show you. I would say you guys are better. She's we don't look alike. We are different people. But I love her. I'll see her and my twin niece and nephew later for some Halloween, so it'll be great.
There you go. And before Halloween, we all have a chance to circle some games to watch in the upcoming week. So let's do so now in What to Watch For.
And now here's what to watch for in the EHL and the EHLP.
So starting things off in the EHL, we could take the cop-out easy one and just do today, Avalanche versus Wolves, guys.
Perfect. Done.
But for me, I'm looking at tomorrow, Philadelphia Hockey Club versus the New Jersey Bears. Fresh off that 54-save victory for Cross Sherman, Crossboss. Love that email address, actually. Crossboss30. I think it's also his Instagram handle, right?
Is.
So, the Bears are going to be like, all right, you got 54. We're going to throw like 74 at you this game and see what you got. So I'm watching for that one tomorrow in the EHL.
Okay. I was going to preview because we're not going to do a podcast till after the showcase. So I was going to say
that's correct.
Some of the games shamelessly that I'm calling, but that's still a little ways away. So why don't we do weekend games? Wizards Lumberjacks. That's a good one up at Letty.
Yeah.
The arena that Jake Basile loves and has been to recently. Talked about the Wizards scoring prowess and how they haven't given up a lot of goals either. Lumberjacks right in the thick of it in the north. So that's a great one. Tune into Flow Hockey at 4 p.m. for that one.
The Saturday 4 p.m., not the Sunday 9 a.m. Get your coffee ready. The Wizards love that, Jeff. They love the 9 a.m. in Vermont on the way back home game.
Eesh.
But
boys are waking up early. Freaking C4s. Like they're going out of style.
What do you got, Jake?
I'll go Valley Prov Saturday night.
Okay.
I'm all bought in on Providence right now. And Wake Purdy, he got me fired up with that interview too, Jeff. That was like an all-time interview.
Holy heck, dude. That was like, gave me chills.
And then of course, Dewey's my guy as well. So gotta go. I'll go Prov Warriors. Two personal favorites, lots of personal favorite players on the team. But I have like 50,000 personal favorites, so it's hard to narrow it down.
Jeff, I don't know if you ever heard Jake and I like break down like his like dream lineup of like 12 forwards, 60 and 2 goalies. Like we're gonna have to.
Can we save that for the after showcase beers on Tuesday night?
We could do that, or we could. You know how in the summer we always do the all organization team for each organization.
Yeah,
we'll just do the all Jake team one week.
Here are the 2 years. I don't know if you could see. No, it's like these are my year 1 and year 2 all Jake teams.
Yeah,
I think I see Sam Bowes on there.
He's got it in his notes, man. That is amazing.
I'll just say the top lines from last year. This still surprised nobody. I'll go like, okay, so Trent King, Luke Holyfield, AJ Lacus.
Yeah, that's a good line.
my top pair.
No way, AJ Lacus on your top line. Stop it.
My top pair D: Noah Webster, Andrew Van Antwerp, starting goalie, greatest human being of all time, Adam Casper.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, that's a good team. Shoot.
Now, what to watch for in the upcoming EHLP games on that note. I kind of mentioned this one earlier with the Wolves and the Warriors. Last time they faced each other, a late 6-5 overtime victory for the Wolves, where they really capitalized late on the power play to come back and win that game. I'm hoping it's just as entertaining tomorrow in the EHLP.
How about the Battle of the Bears in the 87s? Go down to
Yes.
Jersey on Friday night. Go to Jersey Shore Arena, the home that Adam Hooley built at 7:30 p.m. and go check it out. That'll be a good game. Jake,
I'll be
what do you
making
think?
the hour 40 drive to the Cape on Saturday.
Ooh.
So see Express Seahawks. I wouldn't mind seeing those guys figure it out against the Seahawks. So that's all I'm gonna say. As much as I love Xander and Mikey, I could do without 3 weekends in a row with that.
Unreal. But thank you again to Cory Kashul for coming on the podcast this week. I mean, this is every time we have a player on, he raises the bar. So Jake, we got to figure out who the next player is now.
Can I add one quick thing? Cory Kashul, third line of the All Jake team last year.
Oh, I love that. Oh, and actually, guys, another
Can
quick
he
thing
crack
about
the top 6 this year is the question.
Ooh.
another quick thing before we leave about the Seahawks. Jim McCabe just had his child, Lindley.
Oh,
Yes.
congratulations,
Congratulations.
Jim.
to JMC.
So the Seahawks bring another one into the family. Lindley James McCabe is her
Yeah,
name.
I did. Did he post something?
I think his wife posted it on Facebook and tagged him, so I just saw it. I think it was Saturday she came into the world. So Big Jimbo.
Cool.
Officially.
Congrats. I'm gonna have to text Jim. Congrats to Jim.
Yeah.
As Jeff mentioned, we will not be recording the podcast on Thursday next week because of the regional showcase taking place in Walpole. We'll be recording it on Friday and then dropping it on Friday. So while we didn't have a lot of league game action to recap today, we're going to have a lot of league game action to recap next Friday.
Buckets.
And if you can't make it to the games, as we always say, you can watch them live on Flow Hockey. We'll see you guys in Walpole.
See you, the Bowl Boys.
Thanks for listening to The E Show, presented by the Hockey Podcast Network. Learn more about us at easternhockeyleague.org and follow us on all of your favorite social media platforms. Also, be sure to subscribe and get notified when our next podcast episode is released.